What's going on, everybody? Awesome news. Sunday, August 20th, 2023. Sea-Doo is going to announce the dates for their 2024 models. And we are particularly excited this year because next year, 2024, marks the 10th anniversary of the Sea-Doo Spark platform. What does that mean for us? Well, if you've seen on my other video about 2 years ago, and with a little sneak peek from the Watercraft Journal, aka right here, there was a small announcement, non official, that Sea-Doo, or BRP in general, was working on a platform called the Spark X, or so they called it. So basically, what they stated was they were going to put, or they could, or did put in a 1630 motor, which is what the Sea-Doo Switch has, which is also what the Sea-Doo RX PX has, also what the GDI has, also with the larger platforms of Sea-Doo has a powerhouse of this motor in it. And what they basically come with is 100, which typically they don't, 130, or 170 horsepower in that platform. Now, if for whatever reason, which I don't believe they would, they put a supercharger in it, that same platform has the capabilities of up to 300 horsepower untuned, or factory tuned by Sea-Doo. So, what does that mean for us? If a Sea-Doo Spark can fit a 1630 motor in it, the rumor is that they do 60 miles an hour stock with a 130 horsepower tune involved in that motor. So, what this means is it's going to be a ridiculously fast, light machine. And what is that good for, really, is what we have to ask ourselves. A, it's going to be a racing platform. I don't know how or where it's going to be used in racing, but it's going to be a racing platform. B, it's going to be an extremely fun platform for people who want speed and lightweight capabilities. So, what we're overall excited to do is get our hands on one of these to get a 2 or 3 up ski that Sea-Doo has, and then bump it out a little bit more in the back is kind of what they said. They had to modify the hole a little bit back here, especially the upper platform. The bottom I think is fine, but they would modify the hole in the back, but keep the same relative size. Now, if they can put a 1630 motor inside of one of these little skis, this is going to be one of the most fun skis ever made. And I'm going to kind of put that out there. The Spark in general, let's think of Sea-Doo and the Spark. 2014, it came out. It was one of the most popular skis to purchase because of its price point. It was $5,000 at the time, or $4,999, and you had a brand new machine to get on the water in. And they were actually fairly reliable, especially the 60 horsepower, even though it was a 90 horsepower detuned, and these can tune up to 110 without issues at all. My goodness, the thing was incredible. For $5,000, you can tune that immediately to 90 horsepower, 110 horsepower, kind of like what we did with the green ski and the Trix. And what it did was it performed really well for what it was. And it was a small 3-cylinder motor. It was 900 HO, and it worked fantastic. And this platform has been and will be one of the most fun skis ever made to go down in history so far, And what we're looking forward to moving forward in the next year is to, or actually even in the next 3 weeks, is to hear that Sea-Doo finally is going to come out and put this in one of these type of skis, either a 2-up, a 3-up, or a Trix. I don't think the Trix is part of the mix with the 1630 motor, because think about the articulate nature of the Trix, how you can go up at an angle and down at an angle. I don't think they're going to allow that much horsepower with extended VTS, and I don't think they're going to allow it with that hooligan nature that the Trix has. Although I would really like it, I don't think it's feasible. Right now, the Spark is kind of optimized for the 90 horsepower motor with the Trix because it could bring you up in the air, relative ease, and safety. That 1630 motor will probably shoot you straight out of the water. So I think they're going to keep it down to a 3-up with an extended platform in the back. And also have the whole bump out a little bit so that it doesn't flip over when you go to hammer it. And obviously the ride plate and a couple other options are going to be on this, a little more low profile, in my opinion. The reason why I have the 2017 model up here is because I hope they come back with these colors. Not necessarily the Trix colors, but the basic mute colors like the green, the blue, the red. Even the Trix from 2019, 2020. Jalapeno Pearl is, or Pear is one of my favorite colors out there. But I think they should really stick to the two-color scheme, kind of like what we see here. I would like to see all the colors available, though, like Pear, Jalapeno, but separated. Also, Key Lime or Ocean Blue or any of these kind of colors out here, but singular colors. And I really don't care too much about the color because you can change them anytime you want with decals. But what's the most important factor is that during this launch date, we are all rooting for Sea-Doo to come out with this. It's been 10 years since the Spark came out. Again, one of its most popular models ever made, and this price point is what sold it. So, this is what I'm hoping to hear from Sea-Doo, and they've already got this planned out for sure, but I'm hoping to see this underneath $10,000. I am aiming for a price tag around $9,500 or $99.99. That's kind of what I'm thinking it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be above $10,000 because Yamaha still allows, which they don't really have, the Jet Blaster to be out the door for under $10,000. I shouldn't say out the door. Model is underneath $10,000. So, for instance, the Jet Blaster is just in Wallingford for Connecticut Power and Sport is $10,699, right? So if they can get a Spark X out for $9,999, obviously this is a better hole. I'm not gonna lie. Sea-Doo has the Polytech, which is okay, and it makes it for a really light ski. But realistically, fiberglass is harder to make and it's more expensive. So they really need to come out with this thing for underneath $10,000. Obviously, there's a problem with inventory with Jet Blasters. So just as a heads up, I tried to purchase one of these and I could not find anybody selling one because they only gave the dealerships one or two models per each dealership got a Yamaha Jet Blaster. I did try to buy one and I couldn't get one. Although I didn't really care for it so much because it felt really heavy and clunky, although it was more powerful than the Sea-Doo Sparks. The Sea-Doo Sparks felt more powerful because they are so much lighter than the Jet Blaster. They got about 100-pound loss on that. But anyways, so let's say that the Sea-Doo Spark X comes out, right? And it's under 500 pounds, which is a stretch. It will be lighter and a lot more power than the Jet Blaster or anything even comparable to this model. We're talking 60 plus miles an hour on a stock 130 horsepower tuned 1630 motor on a Sea-Doo Spark platform. I do not think that they're going to have the 2-up available in this. I think the extended platform might be a permanent fixture with it, and I think it's going to be about 10 feet long to accommodate for the extra horsepower being pushed out from this platform. So we're talking 100, let's say, just as an easy tune, we get 170 horsepower out of one of these things. That is going to be ultra dangerous, so we want the extended platform. I don't care if it's in a 3-up platform. I don't care if it's in a 2-up platform. I don't care if it's in a base model without any sort of VTS or any sort of IBR system at all. I think mandatorily these are going to have an IBR, so you have a brake on this thing, because if you're going 60, 65 miles an hour on a Spark, you kind of want to brake because it's super light, and since it's a Polytech hole, which I still think they're going to use, it will crack pretty easily. So keep an eye out for this, and keep an eye out for a lot of broken skis. But when this comes up on Sunday, August 20th, we will be either live or one of the first people out there with a video talking about this, because I am so incredibly hyped over this. And I'll tell you right now, if the Spark X comes out or is announced Sunday, August 20th, Monday, the 21st, I will have an order in for one, and I'll be one of the first person on the water with these things, trying to test it out and see how it is for you guys. But I have to admit, I do believe that this is going to be a very low production ski to start, kind of like the Sea-Doo Switch was to start, because I think the popularity of it, they're probably unsure about it, but this thing is going to be insanely popular. with all of the people watching the Spark videos and all the people commenting on how they want this ski, I can only imagine the dealerships are going to be inundated with requests to get these in the stock. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's have a discussion. What do you think is the most anticipated part of the Sea-Doo Spark X? And do you think it will be out this year? Or if they're just pulling our chain and they're kind of scared to release it. But anyways, leave any of that information below and we'll chat about it. Let's hear what you have to say. All right, guys, take it easy.